Hey, what's
What
going on?
up, though? A
Woohoo!
boogie.
Let's
We
go, let's go.
back.
Another
Another,
one, another
another
one.
fun installment of Late Night with Nate. Shout out to all the insomniacs out there. My name is Nate. You know, got my girl A Boogie checking in. What's going on, Adrian? How you doing?
Hey man, you know what I'm out here just, living my best life. Excuse me if I sound echoey. I'm in an office right now. I'm in a hotel media room right now out in
Okay.
Costa Rica. I'm in
Out
Costa Rica. I'm
jet
out
lag?
here. Hey, listen, safely, but this was the
Where
longest flight.
in the world is Adrian San Diego?
I see what you're doing there. I see what you're doing there.
Yo,
Woohoo!
guys, stay on a fucking flight, man. You be out here. But like you
Hey,
said,
don't.
safety.
Yeah, I
Safety
was about to say,
is key.
don't make it seem like I'm out here spirited up, coughing on everybody, breathing on everybody, trying to get all of the Rona. Not over here, baby.
Yo, I
Okay.
wouldn't dare assume that you, A Boogie, would ever be caught on a Spirit flight. You can't be on a Spirit flight for
I've
no
been.
less.
Hey, I ain't too good for no spirit flight. Hey, let's
No less
best
than 4 hours,
believe.
though. No less than
Yes,
four
facts.
hours. If it's more than 4 hours, you can't be on Spirit, man. I'm
But
sorry.
also,
You
but
know,
also, sometimes you don't want to take away and give up them $39, $49 trips, flights. Come on now.
yo, by the time you add all that shit in, you've already spent what you would cost on like Delta, United. You might as well, get on one of those. But
True,
again,
true.
shout out to the No Sleep crew. Again, appreciate y'all for checking in. Make sure you like, subscribe, share this on all podcast platforms. Yo, Boogie, we like to keep it fresh out here. We like to
Yes.
keep it fresh. We like to
Woo.
change it up sometimes. We
Yes.
are doing something new. We got a
Oh,
guest.
we got it. We got a guest.
We got a guest, a very, very funny dude we about to bring on here. You'll see him on Bill Burr Presents. He's also got a dope album out, Jokes, Drugs, and Rock and Roll. Give it up for
Ooh.
Joey Villagomez. Bring him in. Let's
Yeah.
go. Let's go. Let's go.
What's up,
Let's
guys?
go. What up?
Thanks
What's
for having
going
me on the
on,
show.
man? What's up? What's up?
Woo.
Look, thank you for tuning us here, on this late night podcast.
So what
Appreciate
time does the podcast come on? So late night.
uh, I mean, it comes on in the wee hours of whenever you
All right.
tune in. Usually we do this late like late as fuck because we comics and with us always being out late night we decided to put on something for those who can't sleep like us and for people that like to rewatch
No,
during the daytime.
the reason why I'm asking because you kept asking me if 8:30 was too late. I'd be up late as hell, bro. The thing is,
Okay.
I can't
Yeah.
like I live with other people, so I can't be you know I can't be doing podcasts at 1 in the morning yelling and shit.
No,
Bro, I'm
no,
Right.
trying to
it's
sleep. I'd be up to 3, 4 in the morning every day.
man,
See,
same
no,
here.
look, I was just about to say that's why when we decided to actually have guests, we were like, yeah, we can't be recording too late because we'll record midnight all the way up to
All right.
midnight, one, whatever
Yeah,
have you. But and then at some point, our spouses or people come in that you living with, like, give you that look
Yep.
off camera, like,
Or the
oh
kids.
shit.
I live with an adult with my adult kid too. So yeah, she
yeah,
ain't trying to hear
man.
that shit.
It's like, yo, bring your ass to bed. No, plus
And,
we got
and you know what? I
people.
mean, as a comedian, I'll be real with you. Like I love doing shows. I've been doing, there's times where I do 3, 4 shows a night, and sometimes you don't want to do that
Mhm.
midnight show, man. You be like, damn,
Man,
I already committed to that shit. I don't want to do it, but I gotta. Let me go knock this out real quick because it's midnight. I'd rather be at home. So yeah, it's the same with all these Zoom shows we've been doing during the pandemic. Even though it's from
man.
home, you're like, I don't want to do
Yeah.
this shit at
It
11
takes a
p.m.
toll. Right. It
Yo,
takes a
especially
toll.
at
And
the
then when
crib.
you're doing those, yeah, when you're doing those late ass shows, those shows prior to, you probably were drinking,
Yep.
smoking it up,
And then you're doing
chilling.
that
Like,
every weekend.
Right.
Yeah, you tired. You get tired from that shit.
Religiously, no, we like to set it at a reasonable time, especially for folks, that come on the show out west and from the East Coast.
Yeah, I
So
just
it's
don't
like,
want you to think I'm like some old ass man, like some punk. Like, nah, I'm in bed by 10, bro. We need to do this
nah.
shit. 7 p.m., man.
Never that. We want to clear it up.
Nah, we definitely appreciate for checking in, man. We always like to ask like questions, and I know you and both Adrian are from Chicago, born and raised. I am not the lone person not from Chicago, so if I had to ask both y'all a question, where is the pizza place? If you are, let's say, a tourist, where are you directing them to go get pizza?
Uh, Joey, I'll let you answer that first because I have a response.
All right. Well,
As
for any tourists that like coming to Chicago, I'm not sending them to no deep dish shit.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not no Giordano's. Like, even if I'm working the comedy bar, I'm gonna be like, we're going to get pizza somewhere else after this shit. Like, don't come here and eat deep dish. Yeah, like I like deep dish. Don't get me wrong. I'll have it once in a while. But tourists, you gotta get that square cut, thin crust.
Facts.
So like on the south side, I like the places that have been open for at least 25, 30 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you hear them pizza places, like, yo, they've been
Okay.
open, even though they moved location, they've been around for 30 years.
Technically, they've been around.
But
Yeah.
and I'm also a believer of, if them pizzas been coming out fire for 30 years, it's them ovens.
Ooh.
No lie. No
It's
lie.
that old raggedy oven in there with the burnt cheese all over them. Sometimes them shits. There's a spot called Nick and Vito's. It's actually like a pub.
Okay.
And they sell that super thin crust. It's like it's on the, you'll Google it. You'll find it's on the south side, like deep south side, like Pulaski and 80 some shit. But like them, they've been using them ovens for shit 25, 30 years, and the pizza comes out the same all the time. So
that's like what black folks might be passing down that skillet, that cast iron. It was like that good seasoning for like year after year. You got the good, the ancestry in there. No. That's
rusty, that stove with all the cooking crust on it.
Yeah.
The best pizza. Yo, AB, what's
No, Joey hit it right on the head. Chicagoans, we do not generally lean towards deep dish. Now, deep dish is a specialty pizza that you get every so often.
And expensive as shit.
Expensive. Expensive. So I'm with Joey V. I like mom and pop places that been there for 30, 40 years. It's so many pizza places in Chicago. Man, we like
tons.
but a good one.
Within like the
but a
3-mile
good
radius
one.
of me, there's at least 4 or 5 spots you can get some fire pizza at.
Easy. Still making money. They all eating. Home run in. That's my type of shit.
Yeah,
like,
home run in.
I
love home run in. Yeah.
Home run salad.
Home run in is solid.
And also,
but that
the whole
Go
thing
ahead.
with the pizza slices, like a lot of these joints have pizza slices, not just New York where you can walk in and get a triangle pizza slice. A lot of these little spots have slices spinning in the machine and shit. You get a big triangle pizza slice. We just don't fold the shit.
I've been
right. Slice and a pop for $5, whatever, $7 or something.
Not soda,
Come on,
pop.
man.
Like Adrian
Slice.
said, pop.
Bow.
Pop.
No soda, a pop.
Facts. I'm from
Get that bullshit out of here.
all day. I gotta say, I've been here for probably 11 years, and I agree with y'all wholeheartedly. I don't fuck with deep dish. Anytime the homies come through, I send them to the Italian Fiesta. That's my spot. But if they, that's the one I fucks with. Some of the homies was like Italian Fiesta is the one, so I fucks with that one.
I've never tried. I've never had
Greasy
it.
Don't.
I know a lot of people eat, but I've never tried it.
It's greasy. You're gonna need at least 45 napkins and at least 2 hours because it's gonna take some minutes. It's gonna take some time for it to get there. But that's
damn, it's one of them spots.
I fucks with it. I like those little spots right there. But we're gonna keep this thing on rolling. We got
Yes,
to
sir.
shout out my homies over there at Black Watches. We appreciate y'all for sponsoring the podcast. If you are looking for a quality timepiece, please check out Black Watches. Joe, if you ever need quality timepieces, my homies over at Black Watches, they got a great deal for you. You can get 20% off with the code Late Night WNA. Please use that promotional code because when you support our sponsors, you support me and Adrian. So thank y'all for supporting Black Watches. Let's get into this first topic. It's been talked about amongst the whole goddamn Twitter
Oh,
sphere
let's talk about it.
on every platform. I've seen a lot of people just fucking lie about how they have
Oh,
felt
oh,
about this.
somebody's big man. Oh,
So I'm gonna ask y'all, Joey, Adrian. I'm sure y'all know coming to America. The second version has dropped over the weekend. What are
oh,
y'all thinking? Did y'all check it out?
Joey, what?
I watched it. Look, I'm gonna say this though. I'll say this because I'm a fan of everybody in the movie, and you know, I was fucking what 11 years old when Part One came out, and we went to the movies to see that. It's still probably the funniest movie I've ever watched, like in my lifetime, at the movie theater as a kid. So I'm not gonna trash Part Two because I knew it wasn't gonna be
Yep.
nothing like Part One.
Thank you.
Because every
Thank
comedian that gets old, not that they get whacked, they're just not the same. They don't have that energy. Eddie Murphy don't have that fucking, you know, he don't got that Beverly Hills Cop energy like he used to. Arsenio Hall said like 2 words through the whole movie.
He really did.
He didn't
Facts.
say shit. He just nodded his head through the whole movie.
Facts.
So
I feel like, yeah, go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
thought it was, real quick, Adrian, I'm sorry, I thought it was better than it was gonna be.
Because you know what it is? Because Nate was expecting people, he thinks people are bullshitting and he wants people to say that it was trash. If you
Okay.
think
I see.
about it, because that's why he said it the way he said
If
it.
you comparing it to Part One, it's trash.
Right,
I'm gonna
exactly.
let you finish.
But
Go
Let me
ahead.
when
let me
I watched the
finish. Let
movie,
me
I
finish
was
this.
enjoying
Yeah,
it.
go
I
ahead.
was
Go
sitting
ahead.
on the couch
I,
laughing. I was like, all right, this
exactly.
ain't that bad.
Right.
They rushed the plot. They rushed the shit out of the plot. I
Ooh.
will say that.
Ow.
They were
Wow.
just
You
jumping
took,
shit.
you took my point out. You took my point out, but that's exactly what it is. They were too busy and focused on pushing so many
So many
characters, new characters too, and stuffing celebrities in,
Yep.
as well as ensuring that they had the original cast. The storyline
They
was a
rushed it.
little jumbled and rushed. But if you think about it in its totality of what they did, and when they finally decided to actually have a sequel, it wasn't that
It
bad.
wasn't bad. You know what I'm not gonna compare with funniness. I won't compare it, but when it comes to sequels, I'm gonna compare
Yeah,
it to the Fridays. When next Friday came out, everybody's like, it's trash. Because it's not gonna be Friday. And then when
right.
the one where they came out on Christmas, like
Yep.
Omar,
That was funny.
no, it was funny. It was fucking. It was hilarious to me. Like to me, Mike Epps kept it funny
This
enough.
nigga said
I watched
Omar
the shit.
Epps.
Yeah, I had the Epps wrong. I'm not saying all black
Got the
people are
Epps
the same. All
wrong.
right, I'm not saying that.
No, I believe you. I believe you.
But it was like that. Like I enjoyed the movie. Like to me, like Leslie Jones kept it funny enough for me to keep watching this shit.
Really did.
But yeah,
So
when it was
Nate?
finished, I was like, all right, it wasn't that bad. I'm not good, but I'm kind of with Nate though. I'm not. I've seen some people post, it's a good movie. It's a great movie. No, it's not.
see,
You
and
think that
it's
they're just overcompensating? Go
Well,
ahead.
Adrian, in Chicago, when we don't really want to diss some, but we want to say it was decent.
It was decent.
The
That's
shit was
exactly what
decent.
I said. That's what I said. It was decent. That's
The
it.
shit was decent.
there's like
It was
8
decent.
levels to is decent. I'm gonna put it this way, and because I know I get dubbed as I'm the hate guy. I hate everything. And first off, I don't. Um, I'm happy that we have so many black creators on it because we black and brown people we don't get the shake in Hollywood, so that's dope from that perspective. But we got to get away from this notion that because we black and brown, we have to like everything. We have to get away from that. With that being said, was it a good movie? No. Was it a trash movie? No. I'm somewhere kind of in between with it. I agree with.
I would say it's trash writing, but
Yes,
it
I
was an
agree.
entertaining hour and fucking 30 minutes or whatever it was. But
Yeah.
it was a trash movie. Like as far as movie writing and screenplays and shit like that, it was trash.
Writing was horrible. I agree with that. I felt like the characters were rushed, and you had so many dope comedians in it, and you didn't give them any free reign to just be themselves. I think Leslie Jones, obviously, I loved her character. She was hilarious to me. Wesley Snipes was hilarious. I felt like I heard someone else say this. Michael Blackston, he should have literally been two steps in front of Wesley Snipes every time Wesley came on camera. Michael Blackston should have announced him.
I was wondering why Michael Blackston didn't have more funny lines in the movie.
Yeah,
because he's a funny motherfucker. He's just funny.
I felt like they were just real short. Even the character development with the girls. I'm not saying that the son's character, to me, he wasn't necessary. I'm not trying to shit on the actor, but I don't think his character. You could have just ran with the daughters, and they could have went back to America. You know, you still could have kept, the oldest child, becoming the queen, but they just, it was just rushed. That's rushed.
Hey, but you know what though? He. I mean, I don't know if you noticed this though. A lot of these movies that have came out, not even just during the pandemic, ever since Netflix and Amazon started producing movies, they've been dropping. They've been dropping a lot of movies where they just jam up a bunch of celebrities and shit.
Literally.
And then, remember when the one with Sandra Bullock, when that bullshit came out with the fucking
Bird Box.
Like people were talking about that shit should have won an Oscar. I couldn't get through that movie. I didn't get past 30 minutes of that shit. and I feel like ever since these big like Amazon and Netflix producing movies with stars in it, people jump on it too quick. They're home bored. You know what I mean? So it's just easy to produce a fucking movie. It's just
this one, and I agree with you to that point because this one felt like it was a family reunion. That's dope, but I'm like, progress the story. Like, it's cool to have the nostalgic moments, but like, please tell coming to America, not coming to America. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, I think me, the In Vogue part, whack. Like that.
Yeah, that was a little whack.
The on the last train to Zamunda, horrible. Like that whole scene, I was like, what the fuck are y'all doing? So I was like, man, I don't know.
Yeah, it was.
Oh,
no, go ahead, AJ.
No, go ahead.
No,
I was just gonna say.
That what?
I'm gonna say this. I don't even.
We're going back and forth.
I don't want to be too critical of it because again, all these people that were in the movie are dope people and they've had other dope works. But this one, nah, this one was a miss. For me.
You have to remember it. This is a lot of built up pressure, and we've wanted a sequel for so long.
Did we?
Now I see. I agree with Nate. I feel like somebody fucking photoshopped.
Okay.
Coming to America 2 might come out, and the shit went viral. And Eddie and them were like, you know what? We can make a quick buck. We can all make a quick movie. But people were not asking for it, Adrian. Not 30 years later.
No. Joey's
okay.
Right.
Okay.
Joey's right.
I was asking for a coming to America.
You guys are making a point.
Like, I was waiting for a coming to America in 1993. When I was 14, I was like, when the fuck is there going to be a sequel to this? You know what I mean? So now a 40-year-old grumpy internet hater. I'm just, we're old grumpy people, man.
and it's PG-13, so there was a lot that was different there. And again, we didn't ask for this, but you could have at least made it rated R. Let's not act like people don't let their kids watch rated R movies. Your kids are gonna watch it, So I'm just saying you could have made it rated R. I'm not saying you had to have the jokes from back then because we know you can't talk about a lot of that, but you could have made it still. It was too PC. You have to decide whether you're gonna be PC or you're not going to. And it was like,
so I guess, yeah.
Oh no, go ahead, Adrian. I'm sorry. We keep talking.
Oh, okay. I was about. No, you're good. No, you're good. I feel like we should ask. Would have liked Ryan Coogler's version where Michael B. Jordan was the son. Did y'all hear about that? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, do you think Ryan Coogler would have written a better? Like, I want to. What more do you want?
And Aaron Magruder.
If
Aaron
we
Magruder
didn't
was
ask,
on there.
yes,
I could tell Nate you watch a lot of movies, right?
A decent amount.
See, and like, because I know a lot of movie heads, like straight up movie heads that were, I mean, they weren't expecting nothing less but trash from part 2. So
okay.
I just feel like I was kind of on that train like the whole time. I posted something on Facebook like, I'm not watching this motherfucker until 10 years later when everybody's completely not talking about it anymore. I was like, all right, let me watch this shit. And I watched the whole movie and I was like, man, it wasn't as bad as I thought. So that's like, to me, I didn't pay $30 at the movies. I didn't have to buy fucking $10, $15 popcorn. I sat my ass on the couch. And I'll be real with you. Forget Amazon. I watched that shit on the Cinema HD app.
Hey.
Hey, you got to get it how you live out here in these
I'll
streets.
send you the link.
You know what, Joey? I watched it twice, so you count. You count as one. So, Joey, you get the other stream from me. So you support it. You support it. No,
you watched it twice. You watched it twice.
So
he wanted to make sure it was as trash as the first time.
So I watched it high the first time, and the second time I watched it like really, really high, and I was like, "This still is a bad movie." I thought it would be.
So you tell me you didn't laugh at all?
No,
you didn't laugh at all.
Look, I will say this though, the whole like Mr. McDowell ripping off McDonald's, that was funny.
Yeah.
I like the way they kept that. Like when he said this, we got the sausage McStuffing and the McFlurby.
Yeah,
like, that made me crack up. I was like, hell, now he's still ripping off McDonald's. Like that to me was probably the funniest parts of the movie.
I'm not gonna. I agree with you. 100% there, Joey. And no, I'm not gonna lie to your point, Adrian. Say I didn't laugh at all. No, I did laugh because again, Wesley Snipes, he was hilarious. There were definitely some funny parts. But as far as keeping me just like, the writing, I'm like, this is horrible.
Engaged. Yeah.
I mean, the barbershop scene, hilarious. That scene, that carried it for me, Leslie Jones, but everything else was like, nah.
Yeah, it was, I mean, there was parts where it skipped time. Like, it just
literally
jumped. Like, damn, they didn't even explain anything in between that shit. It just, like in part 1, these motherfuckers, they spun the globe. They like, where are we gonna go? Step by step, figuring out how they, you know what I mean, and where they ended up in Queens and all that. This one, it was just like you say, it was cameos. It was jumping from here's another star. Now let's jump to the next scene with another superstar comedian. So I just feel like it was really rough.
No, go ahead, Adrian.
They were stuffing. No, they were stuffing a lot into a short amount of time. Yeah, you were right.
It was just like for the build up of this, because again, like Joey said, we saw all those fake posters with like DC Young Fly as the sun and everything, and it was like, and then when they finally did it, it was like, okay, this better be good because you've had forever to do it. But I didn't really have any expectations because again, it was 30 years ago the first one. I can't really compare it that long, but again, if I'm just saying from a movie standpoint, it was bad. I'm like, there was just no expectations of.
I mean, to me, honestly, like the most, like you say about characters doing funny stuff, that was the most disappointing part. Was those small characters like the Samuel Jackson, Robin McDowell's, the landlord, like all them, the landlord, you got the rest of the motherfucker. Like
this shit hot.
All them small characters, Louis Anderson working at McDowell's, all them small characters were completely missing out of the movie, man. Like, completely.
Yeah, they were.
It would have been hilarious if they had shown my man falling down them steps again.
Right? Like those were kind of like the little memorable characters. Like even fucking Daryl, like the whole Daryl character was gone. Like,
and the sister.
Yeah.
The sister wasn't there. Lisa's sister
wasn't there.
I was very. Yeah, I was very upset that her sister wasn't
Yeah,
in
and
it.
see, those
So
were all
yeah,
the little things I was noticing. So I mean,
Yep.
at the same time that I enjoyed the movie, I was like, like this is rushed, a lot of cheesy parts,
there's a lot of gaps.
and just no memorable characters, man.
Nothing. But I mean, for what it's worth, I mean, it is the number one movie out there because everyone watched it. Some of us watched it twice.
Yeah,
So I mean, they got their money's worth. I just hope if there's a Coming to America 3,
I doubt that, yo.
they keep
Hey,
that shit.
before we jump off the subject, did you see that link that Dave Helen posted about the spinoff sitcom?
Coming to America.
Oh, word?
Where Tommy Davidson was playing Akeem's little brother, and it takes place here. And you know the dude that sings "She's Your Queen to Be"?
Yeah.
He's his roommate.
Yeah.
They use YouTube it. It's a trip. It's on Dave Hellam's Facebook page.
Really? Okay.
They only filmed like the pilot, and then it just never went to production.
I have
because it's terrible.
Get out of here!
Tommy Davidson plays Akeem's little brother, and now he lives in Queens, trying to go to school and get a job and all that shit.
Yo,
it's a trip.
That would be hilarious as fuck. Tommy Davidson back in the day.
Oh man!
And he's the one that I forgot.
Yeah,
dude, they auditioned for like some dope, like some legends for that shit, and he ended up getting chose for it because he was killing it on in Living Color.
Living Color.
Yeah. He was one of the funniest characters on the Living Color. But I mean, if you look at that, wait till you want to talk about like trash writing. Wait till you see that shit. And it was literally right after. I think it was like 91 where they did that first episode.
Man,
but, yeah.
Oh wow!
I'm just happy.
I definitely will
for this because again, like I said, that writing. Like I said, I'm happy they got paid. We're allowed to have a couple, bad movies, but we need to rebound. Let's do a little bit better.
And I will say this too.
Oh,
I agree with you with because Latinos get this too, where if it's Mexican produced or it's a Mexican artist, and I'm not saying how to me a hater is somebody that just wishes that person doesn't succeed. But if I give my opinion, like I don't like that shit, I'm not hating. That's just my fucking opinion. You know what I mean? Like, so we get that too. Like that movie Coco. When Coco came out, like I watch all the Disney cartoons because I took my kids to the theater to see all the original ones. So like when Coco came out, everybody that was Mexican was like, it's the greatest movie in the world. It was good, but to me it wasn't the best Pixar cartoon. And I posted that, and man, I was getting my ass beat. They were beating me like a piñata, yo. Oh my god, I can't believe you.
Man, that's why I was like,
I just didn't think it was as great as you people are saying it was.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm telling you, dude. People are literally lying about this movie, and I'm like, look, man. I'm like, you don't have to lie. I get you don't want to step on anyone's toes because you might want to work with these people. I'm not saying I don't want to work. I would love to work with anyone in this movie, but I could have my opinion. It was a bad movie. I'm glad you got your bag for it. But
put it like this, perfect example, right?
We'll start with that first.
If us three were chilling right now, like smoking a blunt with Leslie Jones and Jermaine Fowler, we'd probably give them some shit like, yo, who wrote this shit, man?
When you read this,
you know how you're gonna rag on your homies, right? You're gonna be like, yo, it was a good
right.
I watched it, man, but who wrote this shit? Come on.
I'm like, when you read this, I wonder if they even said it. Like, who wrote this? Like, it don't matter. The check cleared.
Hell yeah.
You
get to work with Eddie. You get to work with all your fucking idols and legends or whatever.
Amazon cut a fat ass check. I'll be in a bad movie to work with some legends. Like, I will be in a bad movie to be in my homies.
There's tons of bad movies.
A lot of comedians
that I would do.
There's a lot of acting you won't do, movies you won't do, you said?
No. There's a lot of bad movies that I will do. I feel like when you first start off, especially for a young comedian, I want to do all the trash ass movies first. Get it out of the way so I can get that practice.
Like a lot of like me, as becoming a fucking Oscar nominating actor is not one of my goals. You know what I mean? As a comedian, I'd rather become just a good writer or write a pilot or sitcom or whatever, or just be a touring national headliner. But yeah, if somebody were like, yo, we got 10 G's, you want to play this little Mexican dude that gets his ass whooped or gets robbed, you in the movie for 5 minutes. You're gonna get
What?
beat the fuck up for 10 G's. I'm like, all right, I'll be in this little raggedy ass movie.
Hey, look.
Your ass be like, and how would you like for me to lay? Do you want me to go fetal or when I get that ass beat?
Yeah, like you're gonna get robbed and pistol whipped. All right, fuck it, let's do this.
So you should have led with 10 G's. You should have led. Yo, we're gonna keep this thing all rolling here. Yo,
Hell yeah. Let's roll on into our next sponsor, shall we? Rose Vogue Styles. Do you want to cheap it cute? Do you have
cute.
a nice little virtual gathering you want to be a part of and you want to really like be dazzled, kill it with a piece or two? You need some necklaces, rings, anklets, purses. Well, guess what? Rose Vogue got you. Go ahead and head on all over, excuse me, to Instagram at Rose_Vogue Styles. We got 20% off with the code late night. Again, late night, use it for 20% off. Rock with Rose Vogue Styles.
That's right. Hit up Rose Vogue. Get your stylings, lady. Let's go ahead and roll on. Keep this thing rolling into the second topic. We got the Royals.
This is what I want to talk about.
Versus Harry and Meghan. Let's go, A Boogie.
Go ahead, Adrian.
Let's go. Okay. So let me just say this. If you haven't been under a rock, okay, you probably have seen this interview they had with Oprah, right? And Harry and Meghan just put it all. They had a little tell-all interview and just this interview, yes, this interview was intense. Meghan pretty much was like, yo, his family's racist.
You know what's funny about that, Adrian? Like, yeah, I mean, of course, nobody was fucking surprised about that. But like, all right, I've never had to deal with royal motherfuckers, but yeah, for a young half black American girl to sit down with Oprah and be like, yo, fuck that family. Like, I was about to kill myself because these motherfuckers, like, that's
yes.
Forget attention. That you don't fuck with the royal family like that. You're really trying to speak out because they'll kill you. I'm worried about Meghan right now, man.
Shit.
I'm worried about Meghan and Harry. Harry was like, I will never talk about that discussion. I will never tell anybody what my family said. Hell no.
I mean, I'll be real with you. I mean, I hope nothing happens to Harry, but I'm not really worried about him than I am about Meghan because.
Oh yeah, he'll be all right.
I don't think the same thing would happen to him as what will happen to Meghan. Like, look, I was smoked out when I watched the interview, right? And I had this little crazy ass theory. Like, what if Harry is setting all this up to make it look like, all right, we can go against the family or whatever, and then something happens to Meghan only in like a year or so, and it was his way of getting out of the marriage and back in and just basically. You know, hey, I watch a lot of movies, man.
What's tonight's it? Yo, mark the timestamp here, yo. You might be onto something with that.
It's his way of silencing her and making it look like he really wasn't the bad guy, and he'll some way trickle his way back into the royal family. You know, I don't put none past these motherfuckers. These British people. Remember, British people are the original fucking colonizers. I mean, they brought slavery here.
Facts.
I don't put none past the royal ass fucking British. They still live in a monarchy. Who the fuck still has kings and queens, man?
Like, you ain't lying. You are 100% correct.
Fuck, they probably still got a moat around the house with alligators and shit. They got a dragon in the basement. Yeah, I don't put shit past them, man.
I think
they all look like the fucking people, like the night army from Game of Thrones. All them old ass people, they look dead.
They all look inbred. They look inbred. Incest. They're
still alive.
What do you mean they look? That bloodline is too goddamn strong. There's definitely
good point.
Like what's his name? Prince Philip, dude. That dude is like 1,000 years old. He's like a vampire, yo.
Man,
he got varicose veins in his face, man.
You know what it is? It's all that racism, man. It's what's keeping them alive. The racism, it fuels them. You know what's funny is, so William came out, and of course, you know, he's just like, oh, you know, we deny, you know, there's nothing, blah blah blah, all that bullshit. His father tweeted, which I'm sure it wasn't him tweeting this, but tweeted out pictures of him with black people
Yep.
and with, you know, like black medical
Yeah.
staff and shit.
Like they got like a black woman in
Yeah.
a wheelchair with a mask on, like next to
I
him.
got black friends. We can't be racist, you know, that type of shit. And it's just
Yeah.
like,
They did a photo op, man.
Yeah. Prince William, I was gonna say they did a photo op with Prince William and Kate Middleton. When before they did their little interview, they walked out with a black woman with braids.
Yeah. I do remember that.
Did you see the video where they catch Kate and William coming out of somewhere, and the camera dude's like, "Hey, is your family racist?" And he's like, "No, we're not racist." And they got one black woman walking.
Yep.
With them.
Yep.
And she's front center where the camera's gonna see her. She's on the side of where the cameras are at.
I'm like, no, see?
Yep.
No, we're not racist. Look who we have following us. Like, yeah, fucking idiots.
By golly, the maid.
What did you think about the interview, Nate? What did you think about the interview?
So let me be the first to say I didn't completely watch it. Like when I say didn't completely watch it, I watched none of it. But
what you think of those clips?
I know enough about it, and yeah, I do feel bad for her. But kind of like what Joey was saying, I'm just kind of like, yeah, you don't say racism in England, huh? You know, I'm just kind of like, water's wet. You know, we.
I mean, the only thing I did, because you should watch it just so you can see like Megan's reaction, because a lot of people they're writing her off. They're talking shit about her. That's for attention. But if you do watch it, you can tell she wanted to say this shit for a minute. Like she talked about her. But here they mentally fucked with her. I mean, she went to tell them like, I don't feel right. And they were like, don't worry about it, whatever. So you do have to watch that aspect of it where they kind of brushed her off like she's just a black American girl. Who gives a fuck what happens to her?
They'd be like, you'll be all right.
Yep.
And it was just
that's exactly.
And that's the part where you're like, damn, these people are fucked up because they do it to their own. I mean, my theory is way off the shit I was talking about earlier, but they do it to their own, like they cut their own son off financially. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, just like some fucked up ass shit. Like I mean, if you really going back to like, if you just go back through history, like what you were saying, they are the original colonizers. Some of them were Nazis. So I mean, that whole family is just like fucked up. So again, I'm like, to her, I'm just like, yo, John Oliver said it. Go look it up.
Yep,
it was
he did say that.
He was on one of the late shows. It was one of the late shows.
I think it was Jimmy Fallon, wasn't it?
Late.
Who's on CBS? Who does CBS?
No, it was a Craig Ferguson. It was
not him, but the other dude. The one that switched over.
Chubby white dude.
Anyways, he was on the late night show and he was talking about it, and he was like, it was 3 years ago. He felt bad.
It was on the Stephen Colbert show.
Yeah, Colbert. Yep. Thank you.
Colbert.
And he was on Colbert, and he was like, I feel for her mentally. And he was like, because he basically was saying they're the weirdest group of people. They're so strange. And basically just talking about, in so many words, they're evil and not wanting to say it. But it's like, we get it. Like, why would you want to be a part of that? And now we all feel like she hates it. You know, we know she hates it.
There's other celebrities, like English people, who have kind of compared to the story to Princess Diana's story. Like it's happening exactly the same way, where the tabloids bullshit. You know, remember I was a kid, but they used to try to make her look like she was sleeping with all kinds of dudes all over the fucking world. And they're doing the same. They did the same thing to her. And then that's what's crazy is that like these people. I mean, I'm sorry, man. I still believe like even with the Donald Trump shit, he ain't never going to jail, man. Like white people with money like that. They got power.
Yeah.
You could be and
literally.
I compared the royal family to like the Vatican. Like, so rich and can hide anything. The closet is just full of crazy shit, yo. You know what I mean?
Literally. It's still countries that are indebted to the queen. Like that's what's crazy out here. So it's like that money is continuously just being funneled into them. this is not like some regular garden variety racism. This has been racism for like years,
Yep.
centuries of this shit. So it's like I feel for her, and I wouldn't be shocked if she pulled like a Janet Jackson, because when she divorced that prince and got that bag for the young
Yep.
prince to be or whatever. Just go ahead, you and Archie, come back to
Yeah.
America. You find somebody out here, send him on
But there's
back.
no such thing as divorce. There's no such thing as
Yeah,
divorce
you stuck,
in the
especially if you
royal
have a kid.
family.
You stuck forever.
Come
Hey
on now.
man,
She's pregnant with another child. So you also have to remember
Yep.
that.
hey,
And,
when
and
it's
you know what?
that
At the same
levels,
time, too, I'm glad she got out of it, because it would have been a little
yeah,
different if she was still over there, did the
yeah,
interview, and still living in. But that's the only reason why I believe the whole thing, because I remember the
Why?
tabloids coming out and like Piers Morgan talking shit and the stuff that would come out about her, and then they dipped. They were like, "We're going to fuck you. We're going to Canada." So I'm like, damn, they were like, fuck the royal family. And then to do that interview like a year later, to like, look, this is what really
Yeah.
went down. That's what makes me completely believe her. But
you
at the
know,
same time,
Yeah.
it's like if somebody that marries the cartel, you know what your ass got into.
right? It's
Woo.
like
Especially for a young black girl.
it's
You know
like
what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
marrying a Kardashian. You know what you're signing up for. You
exactly.
know what you're about to get. And I look at it, from this perspective, because like you said, they moved to Canada. It was so fucked up of the family because they cut them off from their security detail.
Yep.
And I saw he was talking about how they had to move, to California and all this shit. And I was like, yo, to be that powerful, people hate you.
Yep.
People to not have security. I'm like, that's bogus as fuck. And to put out where they were at. So I mean, which is weird. This is the weird part though. Tyler Perry was like the
He let them
stage.
use
Yeah.
their crib.
Tyler Perry.
I'm like, how does
Why
Tyler
is
Perry
yeah?
come into the fold
I'm
of this?
always surprised when Tyler Perry shows up because he showed up on some random shit a couple times. But also like big ups to Harry for him to be like, yeah, they cut me off. Like, how bold are you to even say that in the interview and
Yeah,
be
like
like,
now
no,
you're
I'm good
never, now you're cut off forever.
So
forever.
who called who first? You think Tyler Perry called Harry, or did Harry call Tyler Perry?
I think
I
Tyler
think,
Perry called them.
yeah, yeah. I was just about to say that. Ain't no way Harry's about to be like, I'm
Who can we
sorry,
call?
excuse me, mate. Excuse
Hey
me, mate.
Tyler.
Have we tried Tyler Perry? Fuck out of here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was like a list of 100 people he would have called before Tyler
I
Perry.
just want to know, how does that conversation? How, like, Tyler Perry just sitting at home? He's like, I'm putting Medea Part 55 down real quick. He's like, you know
Megan.
what?
It's all
Let me
Megan.
call Harry real quick. Let me call Harry and Megan, and let me say, you know what? I'm gonna
It's
offer up
it's all Megan.
my
No,
humble abode.
you know what? It's a movie in the making, man. He was brainstorming when all this shit was going down. He
Ooh.
watched the interview, and then
Joey, you on to something?
you
It's
know what I
gonna be
mean.
on
And he was
BET
like, "I'm gonna make a
Plus.
movie about a royal," and then Coming to America was coming out.
You know what? It's gonna
Tyler
be
Perry
BET
was like,
No.
Plus.
"Top that shit. I'm gonna have some royal people really move into my house. I'm gonna write a movie about that shit."
It's
Tyler
gonna
Perry ain't stupid because he's made a lot of continuously whack movies and they still make a lot of money.
it's gonna be on BET Plus in a few years. Harry was trying on wigs. Tyler was like, we gotta check your wig measurements.
He's
And
like
everything.
Harry's probably somewhere around learning some slang and shit for the movie.
I saw.
He's like, so how do I say dog? What? Fuck out of
Harry
here.
gonna be working on the handshake. He's like, so which way do we grip? Is it
Right.
how do we do this? And you said something that was funny that I wanted to talk about. You said, Piers Morgan, the biggest bitch in the world has
Whoa.
got to be, and I'm saying it, hard B has got to be Piers Morgan. Yo, I know y'all saw him just like walk off. Like, bro, you walked off your own show. Like, bro, this is
Yeah.
your show. Like, I
And
thought
what's
that was
over an Oprah interview, yo.
he rides hard for the queen. He stands hard for the royal family.
Well, hey, that's why I agree with you as far as him being, the biggest bitch with hard B is where I worked for the government. I used to work for the city of Chicago for a very long time, which is kind of the same
Okay.
shit. Probably working for the royal family when you work I mean, Adrian, you remember Mayor Daley? I worked under Mayor Daley, so that shit was.
Hell yeah.
I don't know if you know who Mayor Daley is, but he ran this shit like a mob. So, no, seriously, it was a fucking mob. And I worked for the city
for real
for 13 years, and I saw how the shit worked. So, like to me, I don't know, like Pierce Morgan, he's that dude, like the top ass kisser. Like, he's gonna be walking with the mayor, hand in hand with him, kissing ass the whole time. And that's what I took from Pierce Morgan. All that shit you're talking, you know what I mean? And because your coworker is telling you that you've been bogus to Megan. Oh, I don't want to hear this shit. Because he wants the queen in them to see that. You know, he wants the royal family to see that. Like, oh, he quit his job for us. You know, get the fuck out of here.
You know what it is?
He's gonna have a job for life.
He's the top ass kisser, straight up. And I hated them dudes at work.
Yeah.
He's doing this for a reason. He's doing it for a reason. How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet? He's like, I'm kissing the queen's ass. I don't want to get my knickers in a punch, but I'm going to produce a show where I tell the true story of the royal family. I'm going to bring them live on Piers Morgan. I'm going to sell it for a lot of money. That's what he's going to do. That was the worst accent ever. But how much you want to bet? He's going to he's going to have an interview with William and the rest of the family. He's
of course.
Like what Oprah did. This is his bag. This is his way to get back in there. I walked off my show for you. And I'm just like, bro, they did an interview. I saw an interview. And it's funny because this is planned out by him as well. Because he's in his feelings because Megan didn't want to go out with him. Or whatever. He talked about like
I saw that.
Or some shit. And
he was like, she ghosted me. Like, really, bro? And that's why he's so mad at her?
I put her in a cab, and that same night she met Harry. The next night they had dinner, and the rest is history. It's like, dude, you've been forever.
Right? Who cares? Yeah, who cares? Get over it. Keep it moving, Pierce. Like, you're old and decrepit. Like, just continue on doing your little job, talking about the Royals. But you bashing Megan ain't gonna do shit because you clearly butthurt. This is the most butthurt ass man I've ever met.
Say it with me.
I've ever known.
Say it with me. Bitch.
No. Bitch. That was some bitch assness.
How you
walk was some bitch assness on his part.
And not only that, but he was like, he said, what did he say when he walked out? He's like, I'm not taking this anymore. Like, okay, he mentioned your ass for like 2 seconds, bro. He didn't even.
I'm not gonna allow it.
He made it sound like they were all going in on his ass.
And homie was giving.
But he does that all the time.
You said what, Adrian?
He does that. He does that all the time to people. He dishes it out, but he can't take it.
He can't take it at all. Like and I'm like, bro, you were a bitch on CNN. Or Fox, whatever station you want. You a bitch now on Britain's Live. We ain't even on there no more because you quit your own show. Like, bro, this is I'm not quitting my show. But I feel like he would have got fired anyways because they had 41,000 complaints against him. 41,000 complaints.
Like, he's gonna be on fucking Newsmax next.
Man, he's gonna be playing the victim.
He's gonna be on News.
He's gonna be on Twitter. Just gonna be tweeting out the most butthurt shit ever with his buddy 45. But anyways, it's enough time talking about these bitches. But you know what time it is? It's time to load up the blunts. Keep loading up your bowls. We got to shout out our next sponsor, Mad Grass Collectors. Shout out to my homies out there in Detroit. They are a black-owned grow setup out there in Detroit City. Hit up those good fellas again. They are black-owned and grown. It's so difficult for black and brown people to get equity, in this medical marijuana game. So again, shout out those good folks. They've been providing some good stuff. I've been sparking up.
Yes,
so appreciate y'all. Let's roll into this final topic. Joey, my man, cancel culture. I know you are familiar. You're a comic. We out here seeing shit that's going on. How you feel about cancel culture, man?
I don't know. Like, I think they're canceling too much dumb shit.
Okay.
I'm here. Look, I'm with the cancel culture when it comes to like racism. Like, if somebody's flat out saying racist shit, fucking sexual assault. You hear the stories with comedians, some rapey ass motherfuckers, man. You know, if you're on that and that's your motive and that's the way you operate, cancel a motherfucker. But like cartoons, like you can't cancel cartoons in 2021, man.
Okay.
Because I feel like, you know how with the whole shit with the Dr. Seuss thing, all they said was we're not gonna publish and write these books anymore. That's all they said. But they're still there. They haven't published them books in a minute. But those books are still there. So if you have that in your collection, then you got the rare collection. If you want to watch some racist Looney Tunes, them shits are on YouTube. It's not everything's archived on the internet, man. And you want to get your little racist cartoon fix on, shut up complaining about it and go watch the shit on YouTube. Or pop in the DVD collection you bought in '95. You know, like I got some of them original Tom and Jerry's where they have the black woman. Remember the housekeeper?
Ooh, that Manny.
They stopped airing those years ago.
Yeah.
They really did real fast. They was like, "Yo, this is not
that's the kind of shit you don't want. I don't want my kids learning that while they watch cartoons. You know, we thought it was funny because we didn't know any better when I was fucking 10 years old.
Yep.
You ever see the Looney Tune where there's a farmer picking cotton and he picks up Bugs Bunny by the tail?
Yep.
It's a black man with the sun hat picking cotton and he picks up a piece of cotton and it's Bugs Bunny. I remember watching that shit.
I've
so
definitely.
It's like if an old racist white dude wrote that shit, I don't give a fuck if they get rid of it. It's not affecting my life. I enjoyed it as a kid. It made me laugh as a kid. Now I'm older. I have kids. That to me is like, yo, who wrote that shit? I don't care if they get rid of it. It's not affecting my life. So then if you still want it around, then you were racist.
Yeah, at some point, I feel like their priorities are all wrong. Cancel, just like what you said. Cancel what we actually need to be canceling, like those fucking police officers that are killing people left and right. Like cancel them, motherfuckers.
And you know what? It's not even canceling them because I mean, you can't even. These motherfuckers don't even go to jail for that. When you think about it, man.
Nope.
See, and that's when I'm talking about canceling. See, like perfect example during the protest, I have police officer friends. I respected them for years, but during those protests, I see these motherfuckers on Facebook with their gear on, like about to do battle, about to beat up these animals, and to me, that's the shit that should be canceled. Yeah, I unfollowed a lot of these. I mean, unfriended a lot of these motherfuckers because they were messaging me like, "Oh, you anti-police?" I'm like, "No, but I'm anti-cops beating the shit out of people and killing black people." I've seen my black friends get beat up by cops. A couple of my friends, I got slapped by a cop over like 40 ounces in weed and shit. You know what I mean? So yeah, cancel that shit.
Yeah. I have friends that are cops, and they'll tell me, yeah, this shit is wrong. But won't say anything publicly. They won't say it publicly.
Yeah, because see, I mean, shit. Police officers are like, that's a gang. That shit is a gang.
Blue code is real.
Yeah, like they like just the way, you know how they say, like when when a murder goes down in the neighborhood, you know, they're always like, oh, the people don't speak up. That's why they don't solve crime. They do the same shit. They cancel their own police officers for not staying fucking quiet.
No.
So that's how I feel about it. People are just canceling the wrong shit.
So because I know we're talking about, you know, canceling and everything, and I agree with what y'all said about the cops and everything. I agree with y'all 100%. So are you on the line because, you know, Pepe Le Pew, you know, his scenes were cut out of Space Jam. They have completely taken out his scenes. So is this on that line where we're saying, are we still canceling the wrong thing, or were they right to cancel Pepe? Because, you know, let's call it what it is. Pepe was rapey.
Well, but Dave Chappelle talked about this shit.
Yeah.
Long ago, where he was like, God damn, Pepe. He was like, pull back.
He was a sexual harassing ass motherfucker. But see, here's the thing though about Pepe Le Pew, well, like getting taken out of Space Jam and all that. See, to me, that's going a little too far in the sense where you can always rewrite the way a character acts. You know what I mean? Like, if you were to write like the way they wrote the new Tom and Jerry movie, they're not gonna have Tom pull out a shotgun and blow, you know, like a dog blow Tom's fucking head.
Right.
Yeah. You can just always rewrite the characters, but to completely take them out or rewrite. I mean, is he in Space Jam 2?
No, they took him out.
See, I don't even give a fuck about Space Jam 2 because LeBron's in it, and I'm, MJ all day.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh.
You know what's crazy though?
Honestly, I didn't even really like Space Jam 1 as a kid.
A lot of people have said that.
I wasn't too hype about it when I saw that.
I'm a fan. Bill Murray is my dude. So.
Yeah, Bill Murray's my guy though.
Yeah, he was funny. He was definitely funny in the movie. And I agree with you. And what's funny, Joey, that you say it things to be rewritten. They actually did. There was a scene in the movie where Pepe was like a bartender, and he was talking about coming at women, and LeBron was like, "There's such thing as consent. You can't come at." So they did rewrite that in there, but it was still pulled, because cancel culture is there.
That's the thing. Instead of canceling, should have left that in there to educate these little punk ass kids, man.
A teaching moment right there.
But see, here's another thing too, though, because they were showing all the little examples of Pepe Le Pew where it wasn't always a rapey thing. Pepe Le Pew, I mean, they had Valentine's cards with them. Yes, kids, remember Valentine's Day at school? You get a little card with Pepe Le Pew talking "I love you," and you were just like, "Oh, Pepe Le Pew loves people." As kids, we didn't take it. I think it's adults tripping, man. I think somebody that got sexually harassed at work, and then you're like, Pepe Le Pew sexually harassing the shit out of people, man. So
it's triggering to some people.
I could definitely see how it would be triggering, because I would say of some of the Looney Tunes, that was one that I did feel as a child. I was like, I'm not really feeling this one. So that was just me, and maybe I didn't know at the time. I was like, she's not really feeling you, bruh. But, I agree. Another funny thing that I saw in line with the Looney Tunes was folks were talking about canceling Speedy Gonzales out of Space Jam as well. And, I seen Fluffy had, he tweeted out, I'm going to read what he tweeted. He's like, "I am the voice of Speedy Gonzales in the new Space Jam. Does this mean they're going to try to cancel Fluffy too? You can't catch me, cancel culture. I'm the fastest mouse in all of Mexico." So again, it's the question of, are folks taking it too far?
I think taking them out of the movie, yeah. I'm with the whole rewriting the way the characters act. If you watch, here's the thing about Speedy Gonzales, because he was my favorite Looney Tune cartoon. But if you watch the way they wrote the storylines, they were racist as shit.
Yeah.
Like the way they had Slowpoke Rodriguez was the marijuana in the family, because that's basically what it was. And the dude can't read. They had the other mouse that can't read, and they were all yelling, "Yepa, yepa," and all that shit. But to me, like, Speedy Gonzales can be a lovable character. Just rewrite the way they are in 2020. People fucking change. Legit, I'm not the same person I was when I used to watch them racist ass cartoons as a kid. You know what I mean? Like you were saying about Pepe Le Pew.
Yep.
When I was a kid, to me it was like, oh, it's a skunk in love with a damn cat. It was hilarious to me. He thought it was a skunk. But yeah, when I would get older, it's like, why are you still trying to bang that cat? Cat said no 1,000 times, bro. And you're not even a cat. Like, just stop. So I feel you on that, Nate. But yeah, you can always like rewrite the way these cartoon characters are, but like to completely take them out. If anything, they should talk about more of the people that created the characters.
No, I agree.
Or where they originated from, and then let people decide whether they want to watch the shit or not.
I think
let's talk about the fact that his name is Speedy Gonzales.
That's what a lot of people don't understand. Speedy was coked out all the time.
Was he? I thought he was just on the drink, because I saw the bottle that had like the 3 X's on it.
Why do you think he never drunk?
So I was like, I thought he was
you ain't never hung out
on the booze.
They could drink all night and not be drunk, and you know why?
It's like shit. All right, no, okay, that makes sense. He was on the
Speedy Gonzales did the cocaine. Slowpoke Rodriguez was the weed head.
He was on the booger sugar.
Yo.
That's how we grew up looking at that shit.
That was intense right there. Just spit knowledge real quick. That was knowledge spitting right there.
You get knowledge on Late Night with Nate and Adrian. You know, we'll be kicking
some
them
cartoon
facts.
knowledge.
We got guests on here that know they shit on all these topics.
Come on, I mean, look, all he did was run, drink, and steal cheese. He never slept.
No, yeah. That's definitely that's okay. No, I agree.
And occasionally
That
shoot.
sounds like a cocaine to me. Right.
Right, no. You got cocaine problems all up and down that thing. Yeah, you can definitely see the symptoms of that now. So I'm just hearing it just like bam right now because I'm like, yo, that it all makes sense. I'm connecting the dots like Speedy, the cocaine. I mean, shit.
You know what's funny, man? You should YouTube some of the old Speedy Gonzales because the way they write these stories are pretty bogus. Like there's one episode where I think Sylvester wraps up, or it's the opposite. Sylvester Stallone, Sylvester the cat, they wrap his ass up like in a blanket, and he's like, "Oh, a hot tamale," you know, and like the mice were all like, "Oh, it's a tamale," like they were all happy that it looked like a tamale. So when you look at the shit, the way a white man wrote that, like, come on, man.
No, you ain't lying, bro. A lot of those comics they're cartoons. They are racist as shit, and it's funny because like even like some of them old movies on HBO Max, before you watch it, it'll tell you. It'll be like, yeah, this is from. I was watching something on Disney Plus, and it was
like it warned you.
Movies. You said what?
It's warning you about how
it
was written during.
It warns you. It was like this was written during the time when you could call black people niggas. You know, some shit like that. So,
well, they trying to cancel those Disney movies too. So
it's like if you want to watch this, please watch at your own discretion. You know, and I appreciate the warning, but like you said, I'm not. If you want to watch it. You can find it, but you know, I think as far as you know how you teach your kids and stuff, you know, you can rewrite the cartoons. You know, make it to where you can still enjoy and like you said, teach them.
I mean, it's the same shit with the Dr. Seuss. I mean, they're only gonna stop publishing 6 books, right? How many books did he write in total? Hundreds of them, right?
Shit.
But they were still written by the same racist dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm still racist.
I mean, did you see the shit did you see the cartoons he used to create for ads?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
He used to draw cartoons for ads. It's probably the most racist shit you ever see. So if you look up at that and then be like, oh my God, I can't believe he wrote these other 6 books. Like, no, he put a lot of those characters in those books. And as a father, like if my kid was in like 3rd grade, I wouldn't want the teacher showing my kid pictures of that shit. You know what I mean? And then they come back to the neighborhood and then they see their black friends and then how they depict them at school.
No, I agree.
Like we grew up around a lot of black people. So I could see how people that are, because that's how I feel. Most of these racist people, like especially Trump supporters that live in rural America, they just never seen a black person. Like I know people that have never, I know Mexican people that have never had an encounter with a black person.
No, I agree with you.
So all that shit was created for a white man back in them days. And that's the only thing that bothers me about the whole cancel culture is the people that complain about canceling shit. I see dudes like, why are they trying to cancel my childhood? And bro, that was some racist shit. They were like, as a grown person, you shouldn't be down with that.
Your childhood was fucked up. It's okay to admit it.
To admit it, exactly. You know what I mean? Like, it's not the 50s anymore, man. Like,
right. I feel like people, they just don't want to hold people accountable to these things. And it's like, you know better. So it's like, you shouldn't want to watch and be a part of that stuff. I watched, case in point, I watched 48 Hours the other day, and I was a good movie, but then I was just like, yo, it's tough to fucking get through. Because some of the language, it was just like, yo, you cannot say half of that movie now. I had to turn it off. And I was like, I couldn't get through it. I was like, I just can't.
Dude, a lot of the rap, a lot of like the Big L, a lot of the old Wu-Tang that I listen to, even, you know, I still jump, but then you'll catch a lyric, you know, they drop the F word a lot. A lot of them rappers, you know, homophobic shit they would say. And I'm rapping, I'm like, oh, damn, that's fucked up. Like, I used to say that shit from the heart.
Right. I always think of those parts. It's like, that's
but now it's like, yo, you can't be rapping that shit nowadays, man.
Nah, man. I
Take
Like,
you.
I'm not
We gotta
afraid,
pause
but
real
the shit we
quick.
did back then was fucked up.
And it's I always wonder with rappers. I like when they be doing their concerts now. I'm like, do y'all skip over the problematic lyrics, or y'all just gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna say it anyway because it was in the song, but I
Because
don't feel that way. Or do you just change the verse? Like,
bro, DMX got a few verses where he talks about like doing a home invasion and shit and raping your moms in front of you. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. He got some questionable lyrics. I'd be like, yeah, nah, dog. You know, questionable to. I was like, it was questionable back then. Like, bruh.
Yeah, he back then. Like, did you watch the verses with him and Snoop?
Yeah, I did.
Which was the most entertaining one to me. But yeah, you could tell when like, he would get up to rap. I'm listening. I'm like, don't say that line, yo. Don't say that. Oh, they said it. They said it. Fuck it.
I think he's that drunk uncle at the cookout that you can't tell shit to. It's like, yo, uncle, you can't say that no more. He's like, nah, fuck that.
Fuck that. That's how it is.
I'm gonna say
and not only that, but I was reading like the comments people were dropping, and there was, you know, one every 10 comments you see the misogyny. You know, like,
yeah.
Oh,
you know, like domestic violence. Like, oh damn, like.
I was like,
I was 15, 16. Like I said, I was rapping to that shit.
I was like, we are bobbing our heads to someone getting their head knocked in. I was like, yes, I'm loving it. You know, no, I agree with you. It really does make you question some shit. You know, there's some people that pop on the radio. I just be like, nah, I can't listen to it. Gotta, you know, just turn you on off. So, you know, it's all about growing. You know, I think it's we growing.
yeah.
You know, we
I'm
growing.
not a huge rap fan, but yeah, I'm not a huge rap fan, but R&B. There's a lot of R&B songs where I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, a lot of that old Jodeci stuff and like H-Town and all that.
Man, and then the funny thing is like they are fiending for love, and you hear some of these stories. They was beating the shit out their girlfriend.
Yeah,
it was just like I was like, you was on a coke bender. You just got done slapping her up, and then you went in the booth and laid down a dope ass track. I feel awkward listening to this. You know?
Like like Big Pun. His son even came out with that. About he used to beat his mom all the time.
Yeah, I did hear about that. I did hear it. I heard about it a couple years ago. Yeah.
And even to this day, I will say like, because when somebody dies. You know, it's fucked up. But like to me, I'll listen to Big Pun now. Like I'll throw on my favorite songs. I won't throw on a Big Pun album and run through the whole thing and be like, this shit is legendary. Maybe some of Capital Punishment, he's got some jams and shit. But yeah, like you say, I'll listen to it. And when you come across one of those lyrics, like, I'll slap a bitch in the head, I'm like, damn, you was really doing that, bro. Like, I gotta skip this right now. Man. Like, fuck, man. Like, I ain't down with that, Pun. But, you know, hey, but he's dead. Whatever God had for him, he's going through it, man.
No, hey, I agree with you, man. No, I agree. It's just some of the shit you be like, God damn, look at that. He's like, I'm gonna listen to it up until that verse. I'm gonna ride with it, and then it's like I'm done.
Yeah, out like, here, man, put on the instrumental.
No, I
put
agree.
On the instrumental.
I'd be like, man, that shit is dope. But we are coming to the end of a dope ass episode. You got to shout out my boy Joey Villagomez for popping in here with us on Late Night with Nate and Adrian. Joey, let the people know where they can find you. What you got coming up next?
Facebook and Instagram, just Joey V Comedy on Instagram. I don't have anything coming up because I'm not really booking shit until, like, you know, I'm vaccinated. Honestly, I'm not.
Respect.
Fuck that. I'm not too excited about doing these 20% capacity rooms either. I'm gonna wait, man.
Look, man.
I don't put it like this. I need money, of course. We all need money, all right? Because we all lost work.
Facts.
But it's not worth me to go make a quick $60 right now just to get back in it. I'm getting offers already for shit, but I'm just like, I'm waiting June and beyond, man.
No, man. That makes sense, man.
When you think of how, I mean, shit is not going to be completely normal till 2022. You know what I mean? So right now with booking stand-up comedy shows, I'm just going to flow with it until the shit just completely opens up, man. And everybody just feels, I'm in no rush right now, man. So I'm just putting funny shit out on the internet right now. So follow me on Instagram. And my comedy album is out. It's on all platforms, Apple, Google Play, all of that shit, Spotify.
Definitely.
Yes.
Support Joey, man. Hit up the album. When it dropped, I checked
Yeah,
it
we'll
out, man.
definitely.
It is a great
Yeah, we'll
album.
definitely put the link on.
Definitely check out
We'll
his
definitely share the link.
Thanks, guys, and check out also the Bill Burr Presents The Ringers. You can still see that on. I know people are, I don't have cable. Nobody has cable. Take your ass online, sign up for that free week trial. You get 7-day
You
free
can find
with
it
Comedy
somewhere.
Central app. Use different email addresses to sign up for free.
You
More
can
than
find
once.
it somewhere. Yo, Joey, what episode is it? Is it a certain episode?
It's episode shit. I forgot what episode it was, man. Episode 4.
Probably like 4.
Okay.
Yeah, it's episode 4.
That's what I said. Yeah.
Yeah, so check that out, man. It's on CC Stand Up on Instagram or the Comedy Central page on Facebook.
Definitely. We appreciate you, my man, for checking on in. Definitely shout out one last time to the No Sleep crew. We appreciate y'all for checking in, supporting the podcast. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, all podcast platforms. Make sure you follow me, Adrian, follow my girl. Adrian, got anything for the peoples?
Hey man, just keep rocking with us. We doing it. We doing big shit. Again, thank you so much, Joey V, for rocking with us. He's funny as shit. Chicago's own. We doing big things. Let's go. Let's keep making it big.
We appreciate
thanks again,
y'all,
guys.
man. We appreciate you. All right, y'all. We're about to get up on out of here. Peace.